What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, turn on your post notifications. Today we're back at it with a hair tutorial. Right now we're saturating the hair, prepping it for some shear work. This is going to be a burst fade with some texture on the top. Right now we're parting the hair down the middle, and we're going to create some block graduation before we get into this haircut and start trimming it on the top. So what I'm doing is combing from the middle towards the end, and I'm creating a baseline, creating a guideline of what I'm going to fade into. So I don't want any more hair to be cut higher than where that guideline is at. So all that blonde right there, that's what I want to keep on the top. So what I'm doing is creating that guideline with the shears and also creating a guideline for what we're going to cut on the top. Now once we do this block graduation, we're going to go ahead and start cross cutting on the top with a point cutting technique to keep some texture. I want to keep the texture because I really want the top of the hair to be full and have a thick look to it and have some volume. So I don't want it to look too blunt, so that's why we're doing a point cutting technique to make sure we get that texture with the top. Now as you can see here, I'm just working my way from the front to the back and doing that point cutting technique in that sense. And after we do this, we're gonna go ahead and get to the clipper cutting. We will add some more texture towards the end of the clipper cutting. So right now I have a number 3 guard lever closed, and we're fading, well not fading, we're debulking right now into that top hair, or into the guideline that we already created. So I'm using that comb right there as a guideline, not to fade up, not to cut any higher than that, not to debulk any higher than that. I keep saying fade. But right now we're balding out underneath that. We're creating our first bit of the fade using the X trimmer. This has the gold psycho blade on it. We're just completely balding this out, creating our first circular shape. Once you do this, we're going to go ahead and take the play clipper, which is the best clipper in the market right now, $125 on Amazon. You can go to the link below in the description box and get you one for yourself. Right now we have the lever open, creating a panel of hair to fade into. Once we get this panel of hair created, we're going to go ahead and take our tpob troll, the J Blends edition. Go check that out on Amazon as well, $84. Go support your boy one time. Your boy does get a good chunk of the commission for this. So right now we're just lever close all the way, fade up, lever open, just slightly open it notch by notch until we get the area completely blended out. Now once we do that, we're just going to stack guards until we get up to that bulk area of the hair. So once we're done detailing this area, getting it completely blended out, we're going to go ahead and take our plate clipper again with the lever closed, number 1 guard in there, create another panel of hair to fade into. We're going to go ahead and remove this. Once we get this panel of hair faded into, revert back to the half guard, close the lever all the way, and begin to open that lever notch by notch until we have this area completely blended out. Now with this, for the area behind the ear, you want to make sure that you're using the first 2, 3, 4 corners of the blade to fade that area out, and then use the full blade towards the front of the area. By using the corners of the blade behind the ear, it's going to help you to not take too much off the hair and just be able to maintain that circular motion that you got behind the ear, create that burst shape. Now once we get done with this half guard, we're going to go ahead and get our number 1 guard, open the lever all the way, create another panel of hair to fade into. Once we create this panel, close the lever all the way and just start to erase the line that we made with that 1 guard lever open. Now this process is called stacking guards. You're stacking guards from your half guard up to what we're going to be using is a 2 guard lever open. Now right now you can see that line is completely blended out. After we do this, we're going to go ahead and throw on that 1.5 guard lever open and create another panel of hair to fade into, just fading into the bulk of that hair that you see where it is blonde. Now the 1.5 guard lever open, we're going to close that up all the way after we create our panel of hair, and that just all you're doing is just erasing lines with the guards you created. And that is what stacking guards essentially is. That is what fading is essentially is. So for me, I like to fade up. I fade from a 0 up to whatever guard we're going to get to, which is usually no more than a 3 guard. But right now, like I said, we have that 1.5 guard lever open, creating that panel of hair to fade into. Close the lever all the way, just begin to open it slightly till we get that area blended out. Now you don't have to completely use every lever, every notch when you're fading. You will find that you can use your wrist motion to flick out in order to get areas blended out, and you don't have to use all the notches. So now we have the number 2 guard lever open, fading into the bulk there. As you remember, we took a 3 guard lever closed at the very beginning to debulk. But right now we're just lever playing with that number 2 guard, and you do see there is like a little bit of hard lines still that are in that blend. So what I like to do is detail. I revert back to 1.5 guard or 1 guard, half guard, or whatever guard you have to get those dark spots out of your blend, out of your fade. You want it to look as gradient as possible. So detail is key. details what separates you from other barbers in your area, in your shop, what have you. But right here we have clipper over comb using the play lever closed, and we're just debulking this area, just trying to still maintain that shape. And I love clipper over comb because it really helps you to detail, and it knocks out a lot of time off of your haircut if you learn to do it properly and correctly. So right here we're just going to keep that comb on flush against the head, and just create some shape by cutting against the grain, as you can see. So when I do the back portion, I'm cutting against the grain. When I do the front portion, we're going the opposite way, cutting against the grain. Now this is a time lapse of the opposite side, doing the exact same thing as we did on the other side. But I just want to say a quick shout out to everybody that's been rocking with the channel, everybody that's subscribed. I appreciate y'all for real. Back in it again with some hair tutorials and just trying to get back into YouTube rhythm. I do got some unboxings coming, including that red trimmer that we were using. But let's get back to the haircut. Right now we're saturating the hair, prepping it for the slicing technique that we're about to use right here. Now we'll keep it real. I did use the slicing technique about 5 times every direction that I do show you right now. I just did it one time for the video just to save some time, but I do pass through the hair 5 times with that. And then we take the blow dryer out, and then we start to blow dry the hair. I do have it on a medium heat and also a low speed, not to dry out the hair too quickly, because while I'm drying it, I am just teasing the hair and just trying to get it not fully laid down. I want it to keep that texture. Now back to the slicing technique. When you're slicing, you want to just ride through the hair. I don't know if you ever did Christmas wrapping, where you just kind of slice through the wrapping paper and you really don't cut too hard down. That's technically what you're doing with the slicing technique through the hair. Not closing the blade all the way, just kind of opening slightly through the hair. And now we got the X trimmer on there, and we're just fading and detailing this back end here, edging up the back end, rounding it out. This haircut is like a textured, messy top on the top, but what's going to separate your haircut is going to be those crisp lines on the edge. Now I do like the clean neck, the clean mustache, the clean C-cup area, but we are going to have a lot of texture and messiness on the top. But as you can see here, this trimmer right here just operates phenomenally. It's a great trimmer to have. Has the gold cycle blade, lightweight. I believe it's under $100 on Amazon right now. 3-hour runtime. I think it's a 3.5-hour runtime. It's got the red color scheme that goes with the rest of the shop colors. You can see our waiting chairs are red. My toolbox is red. My cape is red. But now we're just using the tpob X shaver to completely bald this out. When you bald it out, it creates a lot of contrast between the facial hair and the haircut and the skin, which helps the haircut to pop that much more. Now we got some razor work. We got the Dorco Prime razor blade in there with the raw and uncut razor holder, and I'm just making sure we get this as crisp as possible before we start styling the hair on the top. Now we get into the styling portion. We got some Rio Men hair care sea salt spray. I'm spraying a little bit just to create a foundation. We're gonna basically do a cocktail with products. It's gonna be a product cocktail. I'm still laying some sea salt spray down, and then we're gonna go ahead and go in with some texturizing powder from level 3. You want to make sure that texturizing powder gets into the roots as well as the tips of the hair. You just want to work it and then use your fingertips to create the texture that you want, the type of look that you want on the top. And that'll pretty much seal the deal for this haircut. You see me using my fingertips to create that texture, to create that final look for the haircut. But I appreciate everybody for tuning into this tutorial. If you got something out of this, leave a comment below. Comment what you want to see next. I do have some unboxings coming. I want to get back into vlogging again and back into haircut tutorials like I started with this channel. But shout out to everybody that's been locked in, supporting your boy. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at @jbuns_. Follow the Pissed Off Barber at the Pissed Off Barber. Make sure you check out thepissedoffbarber.com. Use code JBuns to save yourself 15% off. Also go on Amazon, hit the link below in the description box and save yourself some money. You can find any tool that I use in the description box below on the Amazon storefront link. But until next time, God bless.